I want to give you guys a quick glimpse into my childhood.
UAV online. Show us where you want it. Counter UAV is on. On the way. The missile is ready for deployment. Progressing president social bound.
That looks familiar to you. Modern Warfare 2 probably holds a really special place in your history in terms of games as well. And it's rumored that this year, Modern Warfare 2 2022 is going to be happening. Hopefully paying a lot of homage to the original game, and hopefully including lots of old maps like Favela and Terminal and Rust, and fan favorites that haven't been touched or seen since those days long ago. So I thought today, let's go back to where it all began and talk about Modern Warfare 2 and why it was special and why this clunky, old-looking game from the past meant so much to so many of us and was a crazy amount of fun. But first I'm going to start with something a little bit confusing. And this is something that a lot of people forget about, but Modern Warfare 2 featured third-person mode. This was part of the game. This was an actual functional part of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that you could play. And this actually began a number of rumors surrounding a third-person only Call of Duty that was rumored and alleged to happen for a while, but allegedly got cancelled. But this is just a crazy weird thing that people forget about. Modern Warfare 2 had a fully dedicated third-person mode, and you could play it. It worked. It was fun. It had scopes down sight if you were using a sniper rifle, and pretty much everything you would want from a third-person shooter. And I guess it was because of the popularity of games like Gears of War at the time that Call of Duty felt that they need this. And honestly, I'm sad that it doesn't exist anymore. It's so weird and different, but weirdly feels right in a way. And for those of you who remember this mode, I'm sure lots of you guys had a hell of a time in it like I did. There's other strange things as well, like the Prestige edition of this game, which launched with actual functional night vision goggles, and it only cost $150. Now, bearing in mind, NVGs are super expensive, and these aren't exactly the most incredible things in the world, but the fact that they were included and the fact that they released as part of this game is incredibly strange, and a bit of, FPS history. But I guess the hidden gem to Modern Warfare 2 was just how memorable it was, and just how much everybody remembers this game. Cliffhanger, the mission. No Russian, the mission. The Wolverines mission, where you had to fight in America, which hadn't really been seen before. The Gulag mission, which went on to be the basis of the prison area in the Verdansk map, which lots of people completely forgot about. This was an actual part of Verdansk and Warzone, all the way back from Modern Warfare 2, way back then. The Gulag mission made an appearance all the way in 2019 and 2020. The final scene of the game where you toss a throwing knife at Shepard, or the museum level, which was a secret bonus level in the game that allowed you to use every single weapon within Modern Warfare 2, and if you hit the do not press button, all of the characters from the individual rooms would suddenly start chasing after you and try to kill you. But boy, was Modern Warfare 2 the home of iconic maps. Afghan, Estate, Favela, High Rise, Invasion, Quarry, Rust, Scrapyard, Subbase, Terminal, Wasteland, and all the other ones that came in the extra packs as well, like Bailout, Crash and Overgrown, Vacant, the Trailer Park, Strike, Carnival, Fuel. All of these came from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and were truly iconic. And I guess the biggest testament to just how incredible, how fun and how memorable this game is that today I'm playing this game on PC using an open source mod called IW4X. And lots of people use this thing to host their own servers, play their own games. They've got mini games inside here. They've added extra content to the game that didn't exist before. They've done all sorts. You can play a gun game variant of this game, which features 136 different weapons, if you so choose to. But the craziest part about all of it is that the most popular servers are just the classic Modern Warfare 2 servers, with no changes whatsoever, with nothing special about them. It's just the basic version of the game. And that's what people want to play the most, because it just simply brings back all that nostalgia and was so much fun. And when I think back about Modern Warfare 2, you know, there really is some iconic stuff here. You know, this was the game that we all went home from school, from high school, from your job, and this is what you played. If you had time on the weekend, this is what you played. If you were chilling with some friends, this had split screen, and this is what you played. You would go to your friend's house who had the biggest TV, or you would bring loads of consoles and all your TVs and just grind Modern Warfare 2 because it was a bunch of fun. Grinding your way through the camos like Red Tiger and Blue Tiger, getting all of the prestige emblems and calling cards, covering your screens whilst you did Mike Myers or, you know, played crazy things like intervention 1v1s or 2v2s on Rust. This was everything that this game was about, and it's why even now today there is an open source mod supporting this game and people are playing it right now. When I think back about my childhood, I think about, you know, when I would finish up playing at school and I'd be like, damn, time to go home and play some RuneScape or play some COD. And Modern Warfare 2 is always stuck in my head about that thing that we all just used to do on these boxy TVs, on our super old consoles, which, you know, back then you didn't need to download anything, it just sort of worked. You didn't have to download a 100 gigabyte game in order to get in and have some fun with your friends. And things were just different. They weren't necessarily incredible, but they were different and nobody cared. Like, nobody cared that in Modern Warfare 2 that you know, you couldn't slide around corners and do all of these crazy things that you can do now, like mounting your weapon or selecting loads of attachments. Those were things that we hadn't even thought about. This was a simple game with simple things. A gun, the odd attachment, a couple of perks, and away you go into all of these maps. Hell, the game didn't even make sense in some places. You'd have these kill streaks like the Harrier jump jet or the chopper gunner or the AC-130, which would literally end a game in seconds or wipe most of them out because nobody wanted to play the game anymore after everybody had been deleted by one of those. Or crazy stuff like, you know, dual akimbo 1887s or dual akimbo Uzis or Desert Eagles that you could utilize, or super broken sniper rifles that you could quickscope people with almost instantaneously. These were all ridiculous parts of this game. The UMP-45, the ACR, and in terms of standing the test of time, if they remade Modern Warfare 2 right now, it wouldn't be successful because people would complain about all of these broken things that shouldn't exist, that aren't balanced, that aren't fair, that aren't competitive. And honestly, looking at it from my own perspective, as a content creator, a Warzone player, and somebody who plays now, I wouldn't want them either because they just don't seem right anymore. And whilst I was playing this game and I was thinking about all those crazy campaign missions and thinking about all of those crazy co-op missions and multiplayer games and private lobbies with your friends, which were just the craziest of good times. You know, the good laugh that you needed, the joke and fun that you would have in between playing your rounds of FIFA, you'd play games of COD. And thinking about all of those times and all those things that we used to do way back when. And the simple fact of the matter is, and why people enjoyed Modern Warfare 2 as much as they did, is because nobody cared about winning every single game. Nobody cared about getting kill streaks every single game. Nobody cared about being competitive in these games. People just opened up the screen, played their game, ran around, shot some people, got shot themselves, and just had fun with it. Like, nobody honestly cared about their performance in a game like Modern Warfare 2, nor did they really give a damn about things like their KD and stuff like that. And games like Warzone and games like Rainbow Six Siege and Valorant and CSGO, which have progressively made the games community more competitive and focus on more of those things, are good and fun in their own right. But what made Modern Warfare 2 special was that you were going to play this game on a boxy TV on an old ass console with a busted up controller that didn't even have a functional analog stick at times, that was sometimes even sticky or a little dusty, and you always had that second controller from a friend which definitely didn't work as intended and definitely made you a worse player because of it. But you didn't care because you always had fun. There was no crazy SBMM, there was no crazy competition, there was no streamers like myself dive bombing people for 700 kills in a lobby. It was just good, simple, stupid fun. And that's what made Modern Warfare 2 so successful. Now, when we look at Modern Warfare 2 coming out in 2022, I'm sure it's going to go for the nostalgia factor. I'm sure you're going to see all of these old maps coming back. I'm sure you're going to see things like Terminal and Favela, and things like Rust and the Intervention and the ACR and the MTAR-21, and you're going to want every second of it, and it's going to be a wonderful thing. And I think Modern Warfare 2 will be a lot of fun and really cool in its own right. But in the grand scheme of things, nothing can ever achieve the time period and success that was this game in 2009. A period of time, bearing in mind in 2009 I was like, what, 11, 12, going on 13, give or take. Just a period of time where none of us cared. We were just having fun on our busted up old consoles, and we didn't care about resolutions or refresh rates or input delay or competition or streaming or YouTube or loadouts or anything. We were just stupid kids having stupid fun. Hell, some of us were stupid adults having stupid fun. And that was what was incredible about this game. And I don't think anything like that will ever be replicated again. But the fact that you can still download it and play it now and enjoy the nostalgia effect of all of what that was is truly fantastic. And because of that, I'm going to leave a link down low to the IW4X mod, which, like I said, primarily runs mostly normal servers because people just want to enjoy what they enjoyed back in 2009. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff like this on the channel in the not too distant future. Drop a like, drop a sub, and I'll see you again in the next one.